Thanks for listening to English Go Podcast. If you'd like to listen without adverts, read episode transcripts, or listen to extra bonus episodes, please check the description for more details.
A lot can happen in the next 3 years. Like a chatbot may be your new best friend. But what won't change? Needing health insurance. United Healthcare Tri-Term Medical Plans are available for these changing times. Underwritten by Golden Rule Insurance Company, they offer budget-friendly, flexible coverage for people who are in between jobs or missed open enrollment. The plans last nearly 3 years in some states, with access to a nationwide network of doctors and hospitals. So for whatever tomorrow brings, United Healthcare Tri-Term Medical Plans may be for you. Learn more at uh1.com.
Hello. As you can probably hear, I'm outside again. And I'm in a different park. This one has a lot of birds in. Anyway, last night I went to a gym for the first time. Not the first time I've been to a gym, but like the first time I've been to a gym in Japan. And it was mostly a similar experience to going to a gym in England, but it was a little different actually. And I thought I'd talk a bit about that today. So it was late. I went with my wife and we went after work. So what time would have that been? I think we went there around 7:30 or something like that. Anyway, so we left and then we walked to the gym, and then when we got there, well, I suppose you know this, but you don't normally wear your shoes inside a building in Japan. So if it's a public building like a shopping centre, then yeah, that's okay. Or going into shops, that's okay most of the time. But if it's like somebody's house, then you don't do it. I mean, actually, libraries are okay as well. But yeah, if it's someone's house, you normally take your shoes off. Where else? Sometimes restaurants. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other places. Karaoke places. What about those? I don't think so. No. But yeah, it really depends on the place. Anyway, I didn't know that this rule also applied to gyms, apparently. And I thought, like, why would it? You know, you don't have to take shoes off when you go in a shop, when you go into a cinema, when you go into a library and so on. But for some reason, it does for gyms. So I went and I only took one pair of shoes with me, and I didn't notice that my wife had took an extra pair of shoes. I saw she had like a bag on her shoulder, and I thought, maybe she's got some like gym equipment in there. Didn't really pay much attention. And so I went to this gym, and then I saw this bit where you sort of like take off your shoes. So I took my shoes off and I put them in the shoebox. I was just following my wife. My wife went in before me, and she did the same thing. And I took my shoes off, put them in this shoebox, and I thought, what am I going to do now? I mean, surely you don't go running on like a running machine with just your socks on. Surely you have shoes. And I thought, this is already very strange. So then we went up to the front desk, and I don't know, paid a fee. And I think the receptionist said something like, do you have your shoes with you? And I said, yeah. I thought, well, yes, I do, but they're over there in that box. So I don't know, am I just going to get them back out again? And if I get them out again, what was the point of putting them in the first place? Anyway, so my wife went over to the shoe area and then got her own shoes out of this bag she was carrying. And I thought, oh, you've got 2 pairs of shoes. What's going on here? So I went and asked her about it. And apparently you have, so you arrive to the gym in shoes, and then you bring your own shoes to wear that you only wear in the gym, and you don't wear these shoes outside. Like running shoes, sort of exercise shoes. You never wear these ones outside, you just wear them in the gym only. And this is the first time I've ever heard of anything like this. I mean, like sometimes when you visit someone's house, they will give you some like guest slippers to put on, but I don't think you go to someone's house and bring your own slippers to wear at their house. So yeah, this idea, this whole concept was completely new to me and a bit of a shock. And so I didn't have any other shoes, and I thought, what am I going to do now? I've just paid to enter the gym, and I've just got socks on, so I think I'm going to have to go home. But then my wife told me you could actually rent shoes from the gym, so that's what I did. And after that it was a pretty normal experience, apart from the level of like cleanliness. I don't know about all gyms in England because I don't really go to gyms that often, but normally you walk straight in. You wear the same shoes that you're wearing outside. Oh, maybe you get changed. Okay, maybe you've got your sports kit in a bag, and then you go into the locker room and you get changed and use the gym. But then you choose a machine, you use it for a while, then you go on to the next machine, you use that for a while, then you go on to the next machine, use that for a while. Sorry, there is a very big insect, like a huge, I don't even know what it is. It's like a bee, but like, I don't know, about 4 times larger than an English bee, and it's flying very close to me. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm making sure it doesn't come too close. Anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, so in a Japanese gym, or maybe not everyone, I don't know, I've only been in one, but in this particular gym, you use the equipment, then you get like a towel, then you spray it with some disinfectant, like some cleaning fluid, then you wipe the machine like everywhere that you've touched, like the seat you're sitting on, the rest for your back, any like handles that you're holding, any buttons you've touched, wipe it all down and then move on to the next machine, which is a great idea. Because if you're exercising hard on a machine, then you sweat a bit, don't you? And it's not nice if everyone's been sitting on the same sweaty equipment, been using the same sweaty equipment. But that's just what happens in the gyms I've been into in England. I've never really thought about it. I guess I have thought about it before. I've thought like, it's not so nice sitting on this seat that someone else has just used. But I've never really thought like, oh, why don't we just sort of clean it after we've finished using it? But yeah, that's exactly what I did, which was, a good thing, but also a bit of a pain. Because every single time we finished using a piece of equipment, you had to clean it. So yeah, it quickly became a bit of a pain, but I think overall it was a good idea. Anyway, going back to insects, since that weird giant bee just flew by me. When I first tried to record this podcast, I sat down on a picnic bench, like a picnic table thing. And who's that? There's a man walking around with like a leaf blowing machine. That's going to really be picked up on the podcast. Sorry about that. That's going to be a bit loud. I hope he doesn't come this way. Oh, he's coming this way. No. I'm going to have a break and stop recording until he's gone. Right. He has mostly gone now. I think. Anyway, I sat down at this picnic bench and I realised there's all these like strange insects crawling all over it. I don't know what they were because I'd never seen them before. And so I got up and I moved to another one. And this one looked like it had like less insects on, but still quite a lot. And it had these like tiny little red things running around, and tiny little white things. And what else? It had lots of ants as well. And like the ants, you get like normal size, which are like the same size as English ants, then double size, and they're like, pretty big. And then I've seen like giant ones. They're like triple, like 3 times the size of English ants. And to be honest, I don't really like them. I don't know why there are so many insects here in Japan, but in England you normally just sit down on a bench or a picnic table, and there aren't really any insects there. But this place, there's just insects everywhere. I've ended up sitting on a bench because there's too many insects on the picnic tables. And even on this bench, there's insects. And there's this big ant that keeps crawling too close to me, and I want him to go. But there's nothing you can do. There are just that many insects here in Japan that you just have to share your space with them, I guess. And the other day I went out and I was sitting like on a picnic mat on the floor, and all the time they just keep crawling all over the picnic mat, and I keep like blowing them away, like trying to blow them off the picnic mat. But it's impossible. You just got to get used to sharing, I think, when you're living over here and it's summertime. In the winter it wasn't too bad, but in the summer it's gone crazy. Anyway, that is it for today's podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. And this time I've been recording straight onto my laptop. And I'm a bit worried about the wind sound recently, because I can see that's created a lot of noise on the recording. But anyway, according to Apple, this laptop has studio quality mics in it, and I don't believe them. I don't think it's going to sound that good. But it's always fun to try something new. So this is the first time I've tried recording straight onto the laptop, like no external microphone or anything like that. Anyway, until next time, bye-bye.
Here's a cool fact. A crocodile can't stick out its tongue. Another cool fact, you can get short-term health insurance for a month or just under a year in some states. United Healthcare short-term insurance plans are designed for people who are between jobs, coming off their parents' plan, or turning a side hustle into a full-time gig. Underwritten by Golden Rule Insurance Company, they offer flexible, budget-friendly coverage with access to a nationwide network of doctors and hospitals. Get more cool facts about United Healthcare short-term plans at uh1.com.